Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast and thanks for joining me again. Well, the pups are 4 weeks old now as of yesterday, born on Mother's Day. I still haven't come up with names or themes yet, but we'll figure that one out. So, made a lot of changes. As you guys have been following the podcast, you know I completely changed Mom's feeding program from the time she was bred, and she's still on the same program. Well, at 4 weeks old, I prefer not to step in and feed, but what I'm going to do is I want to add in a meat. So for the next couple weeks, they're strictly going to be given turkey meat. And that'll be about noon, between noon and 1. So I do not interfere with Mom's feeding schedule. She feeds them in the morning and she feeds them in the evening. That's how she works. She is the milk wagon of all milk wagons, so bad that she will build up calcium deposits in her mammary glands. She is a producer and she will nurse her puppies till the day they leave. So I do not want to interfere with that at all, because what I have found over the years, when I stepped in and started feeding puppies early, Mom slacked off for the fact that puppies' tummies are full. They have no need for Mom's milk. So if she is not giving that milk out, she's going to start drying up faster and sooner. And I don't want that. I want as much natural food as possible. So we will not be feeding anything else. We will not be feeding any dog food to these puppies, not until later, before they start to go home. They will be raised on turkey meat. It is a wonderful protein for a growing pup, and it is also a lean protein because Mom is giving them enough fat for 12 moms. So I don't want to add to that, but I want them to get that protein to grow. And I like my puppies to grow at a slow, steady rate. If you watch other breeders, you'll see big puppies, you'll see small puppies. I want mine sitting right in the middle. Slow growth produces wonderful growing bones, muscles, tendons, and that mind. If you start feeding them puppy food, and this is my opinion, and this is what I found over the years, that it activates that mind too much. It gives them too much protein. They grow too fast. They have bone issues because of it. And that mind is on overload, so they're almost impossible to really train. I've dealt with that before, and that's where I looked back years ago and went, whoa, no puppy food for mine. So I'm working on natural basis right now, and I also run my kennel as naturally as possible. So basically, the whelping area is 4 solid walls, almost to the ceiling on 2 of them and 1 over the railing. But we run it off daylight and darkness. There's a window right there. So they get natural air, they get daylight, they get dark, so they learn to adjust. When it gets dark, it's bedtime. When it's light, we get up. I run it as if it is a cave, okay? It's a natural instinct for the mother to want to keep them in a closed, confined area. If you have your whelping box just out where everybody can come see them, it doesn't work for Mom. She won't stay in the box very long. My moms go in the cave and stay. They will come out and eat, go to their potty area, and they go back to the cave. I want my moms, since I was the one that chose to breed them, I want them to have all of that experience, all that instinct that a mother has, that she is able to put that into her puppies. If I was to step in and allow people to come in and socialize with my puppies, that's not what I want. Their time with Mom is more crucial than any human time because she is teaching them. And boy, do moms teach them. They are the best discipliners. And this is why I offer training for my dogs, because I want everybody to know that you're getting a raw puppy. And now that you have this puppy, it has this extreme desire to bond to a human. but we still need to train them the way mom does. So there's just so many things you can do with a puppy, and to not only screw them up, but to help them succeed in life. And in my view, one thing is leave mom alone. 100%. I am the one that enters that kennel. I am the one that feeds. And that's how I like it. Because these puppies have this extreme drive. And anybody who's taken one of my pups home has heard me say, by the time you get home, this pup will never leave your side. You will never go to the bathroom by yourself. Another thing I also do that I get it, people want to come see their puppies that they're going to buy, but I don't allow anybody to until they are old enough to handle that situation. And they are old enough and they have, got a mind of their own now. Anybody can walk in and pick a pretty puppy and say, I'm going to take that one home at 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, Lord, that's Larry the rooster on the front porch. But anybody can walk into a whelp box and pick a pup. But is that the right pup for them? And that's where I change everything. I have a very large waiting list right now for the next several litters. No one has been picked for a puppy yet. I have 8 puppies. They're all going to have homes, but they have not been chosen yet. For the fact I go through each of these puppies. And why? Is because I know every one of these minds. And the reason I know these minds is because I've seen them in the past. I line breed. I have no desire to play the crossing game and get puppies I do not know, or different combinations of minds that may not be what I desire. I've crossed once, and that's Hans. Original pups I bred, kept offspring from those 3. They were line bred. A couple of those pups have been crossed. Now we're stepping back into line breeding. Now we have produced a line. Now I do not recommend line breeding to anybody that doesn't know what they're doing, because it could be the most amazing thing you've done. And for me, it has been phenomenal because I know all my dogs. But it can also be the scariest thing you ever do. If you do it wrong, if you have a health issue in your lines, it will amplify. So I'm very careful with my line breeding, but I keep my health and my lines very tight. And this is why I'm producing healthy pups. I change things. If I see something that doesn't quite work for me, I research it. I change it. Just like changing mom's complete feed schedule, changing these pups' feed schedule now. I'm trying different things. Now, this litter, we're going to be doing some imprinting on some pups. Now, if you own one of my dogs, you know that dog is imprinted on me. You also know it's imprinted on my kennel area. For that fact, we will be imprinting within the kennel. The last litter we imprinted gun scent. I had a pup that was, I believe he was about 7 weeks old. Came out of the whelping box and found my gun. When you do that deep of an imprint, because that imprint within the whelping area is a lifelong imprint. It is something that is instilled in them at an extremely young age. They remember the scent of mom, not so much her fur, but her udder. They imprint on the scent within the birthing kennel, because that whole scent in there is mom, their birthing, everything's there. The cedar, the building, all those imprints. The first thing they really imprint on is me. I pull each of those pups from mom. That pup goes in my lap. It is handled by me. Its lungs are cleaned out. Its umbilical cord is cut. Their first breath is me. As time goes on, I am in that whelping box with them. They have licked my skin, scented me. Every dog that leaves this kennel can come back to me. And that's one of the reasons I do this. I have taken a couple pups back that didn't work out, or just, life didn't work out for the owner. And they come back to me like they've never left. And that is a nice imprint. Now we have a dog that we just rescued. And I know a lot of you guys probably know exactly which dog I am talking about. And I just want all of you to know he is safe. This has been a very long drug out process, but he is safe. And we are still working on it. And we will be pulling imprint scent pads from Mom, which will work perfect because she will be having pups soon. The birthing kennel, those are in process right now, and a scent pad for me, which is in process right now, to see if we can't change his mind to a memory that was good, a memory that was happy. And if we can't pull him out of this, because he was put in a very, very serious situation by his previous owner, a situation he never should have been in, drugs he never should have been on. And this is why I am so crucial on where my dogs go. Every once in a while, I had one in Texas that we had to save, and thank God for the canine officer that got a hold of him. He is in a wonderful home and is doing very well. Doc, love you, buddy. This boy is now in a good situation and will be traveling soon. And I will keep you posted. Once he has been removed from the area, I will let everybody know. But this is why I imprint. So we can do changes like this. So we can help these dogs who have had issues. Took a pup back. She was, I believe, coming 3. And she was basically just thrown in the backyard because they could not handle her. They didn't take the time to train, and I won't go into detail, but I worked scent packs with her. She popped back here. She wanted nothing to do with me. She would prefer to bark at the sky than to have anything to do with humans anymore. But that imprint on her of me, the kennel area, the scent, was what pulled her around. It was that imprint, and it was crucial. So I'm putting that imprint into these narcotics dogs. They're going to get that prey, that instinctive prey drive, and sent them that way. So they have that excitement. Going to find the toy. This is what I wanted. This is what I'm here for. But they're also that memory trigger. And if you've ever hit a smell and all of a sudden it triggers your memory back to when you were a kid. You know, I have one that's very different. If I smell burning rubber, do you remember, what did they call them? Creepy crawlies? You used to put the gelatin stuff in it and then you baked them in the little machine. We usually burnt ours, and so that's my memory. So whenever I smell burning rubber, it immediately triggers that. So that's what we're doing with the pups. The ones that are going to be imprinted, it will become a complete instinctive memory. And I did that with a dog already. Well, actually 2 dogs already. And yeah, it works phenomenal. To just go out and do a prey drive, you know, that's great. It works. It does the job. But you throw in that instinct, that memory of all good, that's stronger than anything. So I'm going to cover that as I start to get into it. I'm going to kind of cover what I'm doing for those 2 pups that are going to be imprinted. I have one that's going to do a gun scent, and the other one's going to be dual purpose narcotics dog. So it's going to be fun, and I really enjoy this. Right now we're picking pups. We're trying to find the perfect pups for the perfect homes. So everybody on the waiting list, be patient. If you don't get the call, we got another litter due on the 19th. You'll probably get a call then. But trying to find the perfect pup for the perfect homes is my goal. My number 1 goal, health and perfect homes. And I want to make sure that you get the pup that you can honestly say, this is the best dog I've ever owned. And that starts with me as a breeder. I don't just raise a bunch of puppies. These pups are being programmed. They are being molded. Right now, they are 100% natural, what I call raw puppies. I made the choice to breed that mom. I made the choice for her to breed her. She didn't make it. So the least I can give her is all the natural instincts she has. Everything she wants to do with those puppies right now, she gets to do it because it is nature. I do not interfere. I do not believe in interfering. Now, I just did a little photo shoot of the pups, took them out in the grass. That's the extent of it, guys. They come out, they got set in the grass. I took a few pictures. We put them right back in the box. I do not socialize them because I have too many pups going too many different directions, and I do not want to over-socialize a puppy that's going to be for law enforcement. I do not want to over-socialize a puppy that's going for a home protection dog. When you take a puppy home from me, that is your opportunity to socialize that pup with the people that you want around it, not the people I have chosen for you. I don't want my puppies looking at everybody as a plaything. Somebody knocks on your door, I expect my dog to bark. I expect to let that person know that they're there. I expect for my dogs to protect you if needed, not to be so social they'll let anybody in your house or be handled by anyone. My dogs take a step back because they don't want to be touched by somebody else for the fact if they get grabbed, they cannot protect you. So raising these raw puppies has made a huge difference in the attitudes of my dogs and also their training abilities. Because you want a raw dog. You don't want a dog that's already played with a bunch of toys. And this is why my pups get no toys in their whelping box. Nothing. The whole time. They have each other to mess with, bond with, fight with, whatever they do, to play with. If I was to start integrating toys, that is man-made material. Man-made material is in your home. So if you send a puppy home that's been already playing with, stuffed animals and stuff, you just told them for the rest of their life, good Lord, Larry the rooster, you're telling them it's okay to chew on that. You're telling them it's okay to go in the child's room and grab a stuffed animal because that's what they've been given. Ropes, things like that. Your furniture is made of the same material. This is why I do not raise puppies in a house. They end up with bad habits before they even leave the whelping box. Raw puppies, guys, raw puppies. They can be trained to do anything. They can be turned, any behavior that pops up can be changed. It's crucial. To me, finding the perfect home, that extreme health, and giving you a raw puppy is number one. And this is why we offer training too, because I know these dogs. And the reason I know them is from my line breeding program. I've seen them. We're producing carbon copies of other dogs within the history. I can honestly walk in a whelping box and look at a pup and go, holy cow, I know exactly what you're going to be. When those little ears pop up 2 weeks, that scares the holy bejeebers out of me because I know that dog. And I like it because it's a high drive dog. There is so much to raising puppies, okay? Color, people say color is, color doesn't matter. Honestly, it does. And you guys as breeders, look back. See, think of your solid blacks. Think of what they've turned into, how they act. They're different than your black sables. My long coats are completely different than my short coats. The pups who have their ears pop up early, they're completely different than the pups that the ears stay down. There's not only going to be a size difference, there's a mind difference. There are so many factors that play into picking the perfect pup. My goal is to make sure you never want to give your pup up. And that you later down the road, you can say this is the best dog I've ever owned. But now integrating the imprinting and things into it has just been phenomenal. And this litter is going to have a gambit. And this litter is going to be able to do it all. Because I've taken everything I've learned over the last several years, and each litter, I change. I do something better. I try to better each litter over the last 20 years. You never stop learning as a breeder or a trainer. Never stop learning, because there'll always be that dog that will teach you more than the last one. It's imperative to always do that too. Get better. As breeders, we're supposed to be bettering the breed. Not only better the breed, better their circumstances, better their homes, better their future. This is why I line breed. I want to better my dog's future. German Shepherds lifespan anywhere from 8 to 15 years. It scans. It depends on how much that dog has been worked, because they do start breaking down over time. The type of work they're doing, how they're being fed. If they're on, regular base dog food, you're putting some chemicals into them that will affect them in some way. Preservatives. Check your bag of dog food. I'm not saying don't feed dry dog food, because there are some amazing dog foods out there, but they do have chemicals in them because they have to preserve it. And this is why I broke from that for my moms. No preservatives. I don't want those puppies to have any type of chemical as they are developing. And this litter has been a huge difference. So always keep learning, always keep moving forward, always doing better than you did before. One day at a time, one step at a time. So you guys, hey, thanks for hanging out with me. Back in, we're going to start the imprinting, and I'm going to cover a lot of that, because I want these 2 pups to be probably, hopefully the best imprinted ones I've ever imprinted. And then we will take what we learned from this and we will step it into the next litter and the next litter and better it. Because I want my dogs doing the best they can do out there in the world. So you guys, hey, thanks a lot for hanging with me. And keep tuned, and we will have another podcast next week. You guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.